Hey guys, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. I wanted to film another favorites video. I love doing these and I have not done one since like March, I don't think. Life has been crazy, and so instead of doing like a monthly favorites, I just wanted to tell you guys a few of my current beauty favorites, the stuff I use every single day, and what I can't live without at the moment. So that's what today's video is going to be about, so let's hop right in and get started. The first thing has to be, this is from First Aid Beauty. This is the Ultra Repair Face Moisturizer. I actually got this as a little sample in my Ipsy bag probably like 6 months ago, and I fell in love with it. I'm the daughter of a Mary Kay lady, and I remember going to the parties and my mom saying, okay, put moisturizer on half your face and not on the other half, and then see how much easier your makeup goes on. And so I've always just used, you know, whatever moisturizer I'm using, which is usually the Mary Kay Time Wise moisturizer. That's my all-time favorite, but it's a little thick, and so the thing I like about this one is it's very, very lightweight. It's kind of a mix between a gel and a cream, I would say, or oil-based moisturizer, but it's just so lightweight and really helps my makeup go on so smooth, and it does leave my skin a little bit tacky, which I do like. I always go on with a moisturizer first, and this I use every single day. I cannot live without it. Next, I have a couple foundations. The first one is the Kat Von D Lock-It Foundation. I am in the shade Light 44 Cool. And then Wet n Wild Photofocus Foundation, which everyone is raving about this right now. I'm in the shade Shell Ivory. These are very different foundations in formula and finish, but depending on the day, what I need, these are my go-tos right now. So the Lock-It is probably the most full coverage, crazy mask foundation I have ever used, and I love it because I have a lot of redness in my skin, and I am always trying to cover that up, and this stuff is awesome. It reminds me a lot of my all-time favorite, the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte, but it is a little bit thicker, and for me, I need to thin it out a little bit, so I've actually been mixing in the Becca Backlight Priming Filter, just like a half a pump in it, just to make it go a little further and make it not so matte, because it does dry down quite matte. And with my dry skin, I need it to not be quite so matte, because then it does start to kind of crack. But if I mix it with that, it's what I have on right now, but it is just covers everything. So this stuff, if you are looking for an awesome full coverage foundation, I highly recommend this. The other one, the Wet n Wild, this is drugstore, so it's like $5. And at first I was a little unsure. I used it in a First Impressions a while back. The smell is not the best. It smells like Play-Doh, but if you can get past that, it's just a great everyday foundation. The coverage is medium, but it is buildable, but the finish is so pretty. It's very dewy, which I'm loving for summer. It's an awesome drugstore foundation if you are looking for something cheap and something that gives good coverage that lasts. This is a really great one. Next up is the IT Cosmetic Bye Bye Pores Pressed Powder. This is the translucent one. You can get this in a loose powder. I prefer it in a compact. I've never really enjoyed loose powders. I've just never worked them into my makeup routine, and so I went for the pressed one. It does come with a little sponge, but I like to use a brush. When I first tried this out, I have to admit I was a little bit like, why did I spend this money on this freaking powder, you know, because I was afraid it was changing the color of my under eye concealer, and that's where I use it the most, to set my under eye and to get rid of my big pores by my nose. And I thought it was darkening it, and I was so confused because I'm like, it's translucent, what the heck is going on? Well, the true test to any makeup look is to go in your car and look in the car mirror, right? It looks so good in my bathroom or in my mirror sitting in front of the window, but for some reason in the car mirror, it'll either look awesome or it'll look horrible. Well, I went and sat in the car and I looked at it and it was just smooth, it was bright, it wasn't dark at all, but even looking now, like, I think I just had to get used to it a little bit maybe, but it's so finely milled. Like, I wonder if it'll even pick up on here, but it just has smoothed everything out. It just looks flawless. Like, how good it's looking on camera, it looks that good in real life too. So, and I'll use this to set other areas of my face too, not just my under eye area, but awesome powder if you're looking for something to help with pores, to set your concealer. Really love this. I've got to talk about the Covergirl by Benefit. This is in the shade 1. I'm normally in the shade 2 in their pencils, but I think they only have like 3 of the 6 shades in this cream. But what it is, it's a brow pomade, and it comes with a little brush in the lid here, and I use the little brush. I think it works great, and you just dip in, you know, the brush in the little pomade. You can actually stick it in here if you need a little bit longer of a handle, but you just dip it in the pomade. I try not to get too much. I'll wipe off the excess on like the outer rim there, and you know, I have to go in with a pretty light hand, but it creates just the most perfect brow. Like, I almost can't go back to using pencils because I love this stuff so much. Like, I will try and use my Anastasia Brow Wiz, which has been a favorite of mine for a couple of years now, and it's almost like it's not pigmented enough. Like, I have to sit there and like, you know, draw on my brows because I hardly have any brows. But I used it today and carve out the bottom, and then I go over the top of it, and then I very lightly fill it in. I hardly use any product. And then I will take a spoolie and kind of blend it through. But it's just so easy, and it's just so awesome. It stays put all day. It kind of locks your brows down, and man, I'm obsessed with this stuff. And I have been like a pencil eyebrow person forever, ever since I started filling my brows in. I've never really used anything besides a pencil. I've never used a powder. I've always used a pencil. But this stuff is awesome and has pretty much changed my brow game. So really love this. Next, I've got 2 mascaras to talk about. They're both from the drugstore. The first is the Covergirl Supersizer. It's got that, you know, I'm the queen of using more than one mascara, but it's got that kind of plasticky kind of applicator that really gets down at the root of the lash and coats it and separates all the lashes. You know, these types of mascaras, in my opinion, are not very good at volumizing or creating length, but they're so good at getting in at the base, and that's why I use more than one mascara. But I love this. This is one of my favorites from the drugstore until this came along. And unless you live under a rock, you have probably heard of this. This is the Voluminous Lash Paradise by, who makes this? L'Oreal. I am obsessed. Like, every beauty blogger on the internet right now is raving about this mascara, and for good reason. It's $8 and it just does the job. It's actually the only thing I have on my lashes right now. I didn't go in with another mascara, but they did turn out a little clumpier than I'd like, just because I had some lash glue on there, so it really jacked things up. But it's got a fluffy applicator, the type I would normally go in with second to create the volume and the length that I want after I've gone in with something like this. But this, I can actually use this on its own. I don't have anything else on right now, like I said. And it just, it does everything you want a mascara to do. It lengthens, it volumizes, it separates. It's not clumpy. I hate when you get like super long lashes. Yeah, that's so awesome, but when they like stick together and you get the little balls on the end, oh, I hate how that looks. I hate it. And this does not do that. It just is the perfect all-in-one mascara. I have never found anything to beat this that I can use on its own. So really, really love this. All right, next up, and I actually think this might be discontinued now, I'm not sure, but I got it at Sephora for like $4. So that makes me think that it might not be in their collection anymore, but honestly, I haven't checked. But this is the Sephora Radiant Luminizing Drops. This is in the shade Ultra Light. What it is, it's a liquid highlighter. It's got a little dropper in here, and you just squeeze some and squeeze a little out. You need so little of this, so little, but it is just so beautiful. It's a dupe for the Cover FX custom enhancer drops, or whatever they're called, the luminizing drops. You can see here on my hand, if I blend this out a little bit, how incredibly beautiful that is. Now, I am a believer in not putting liquids on top of powders, so the way I use this is I will just dab a little on my hand, and then I'll take a beauty blender, pick up a little off the back of my hand, and then I'll just hit the points that I want to highlight right after I put my foundation on. You know, I'll put my concealer on, and then I would do this, and then to set it, something like this, I would use, you know, a little bit of this because I don't want it to go anywhere, or I'd even go in with, like, I love topping it with this e.l.f. highlighter. Not something too crazy, but it just gives your skin the most beautiful radiance glow. You can mix it in with foundation too, I'm sure. I have not really tried that. I love this. If you can get your hands on it, awesome. If not, you know, they still have the Cover FX ones. I'm just cheap, and I was like, $4, hello. So really love this liquid highlighter. Then lastly, I've got two lippies to talk about. The first one is by Buxom. This is it's their lip gloss. I mean, I don't know if it has like a fancy name, but it's in the shade White Russian. I actually heard about this from Kathleen Lights. She raves about this all the time. She says it's her favorite lip gloss like ever. I'm not big into glosses. I haven't been ever since liquid lipsticks came out, just because of the wear time of a gloss. It's just never really been my thing. I don't like the feel of it being sticky. I don't like having to reapply it a bunch of times. But with it being summer and I'm really into everything glowing, you know, highlight, hello, I wanted to find a gloss that was highly recommended that would work, and this does. It's very, I mean, the pigment on it is not, any gloss is not going to have intense pigment, but it's just a very pretty baby pink. And it goes on so great over a liquid lipstick. It does tingle a little bit. It's a little bit of a plumper too, but I really enjoy this. The wear time on this is better than any gloss that I've ever tried before, so really have been enjoying this. And the last thing, but certainly not the least, is this is Morphe liquid lipstick in the shade Virgin. It's what I have on my lips right now, and seriously, since I picked this up, I don't think I've worn another lipstick at all, besides maybe topping it with a gloss. That's literally been all I've been doing for the past few months. This shade is just so beautiful. It's a nude, kind of mauve-y, cool toned pink, which I'm always attracted to, but you can see it there. The wear time on these is great. It dries down completely matte. It does not transfer, but it does not feel like it's sucking the life out of your lips like some other liquid lipsticks do. But this I am obsessed with. And then just to show you guys kind of what I've been doing, I will put some of this gloss right on top. I will say I cannot wear this White Russian gloss on its own. I have to put something underneath it, whether it be a lip liner or a liquid lipstick, just because the color in my pale skin, it's like total 90s moment, like super glossy, iridescent kind of glossy lip, and that is not what I'm going for, but yeah. So that's what it looks like on top of the Virgin Liquid Lipstick by Morphe. That is it. Those are my current beauty must-haves, go-tos. I use them every day. So if you guys want to give those a try, please let me know in the comments how they work out for you, or if you're already a fan, give this video a thumbs up. And we will see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching.